Hey everybody, Josh with JDS Sign Supply, and today we're going to show you how to install our new line of Kota Pro LED standoffs. So you're going to see both the solid color LEDs and the RGB color changing LED, how to install both of those things. And today we're going to use actually a new display that's available in the catalog for 2021 as the example. And just as a note, when you get this, the display will be assembled for you if you choose to order it. So all right, let's get started. Let's jump right in. We're going to start with the solid color LED. So I've taken the cap off, removed that because I need to get a screw down inside here. And you'll notice on this substrate, there is going to be an extra hole drilled because in this example, we are going to actually be running the cord through the substrate, or if you were going to run it through the wall, if you had an electrician wiring this, it's another option. If you chose not to do that and not to drill a second hole to hide the cord, on the side of all of these standoffs is a little notch. And so the cord, you can watch it lay it flat. Doesn't rock back and forth because the cord is coming straight out the side, and then you can find other creative ways to hide it if needed. So there are two different options. But today, for this display, an example, we are actually running the cord through the substrate. So I'll do that real quick. Pull it almost all the way through, so it's just kind of out of my way, and I'll just kind of let it hang to the side. So as a reminder, all of these standoffs come with the mounting hardware, so you are going to get screws and anchors. Because this is kind of a little bit of a unique substrate, not going into the wall, we don't need those, and we're actually using a little different bolt here. But I will just screw this through another pre-drilled hole. So you can kind of zoom in here, John. There's a large hole for the cord, and then right in here there's another smaller hole that I'm actually screwing into. And in this application, I would use a washer and another nut on the other side. But if you're screwing it into the wall using the standoffs in more of the traditional sense, that screw and anchor is just fine. It'll hold your sign off the wall as it's intended to do. So we'll get this screwed in there. Hole is drilled just perfectly, so it's not too big. So, all right. So I can feel it tightening down there. You can see how it has a nice solid hold there. You can't see the hole where the cord is coming through the backside. And we have diagrams that will be up shortly that will actually show you the different spacing and the size of those holes to make, you can make templates then and then pre-drill everything ahead of time, make your installation go a lot faster. So what the standoff itself is going to actually be holding, this is a cast clear acrylic, and we recommend cast because if really the brilliance of an LED standoff is the fact that it'll make this etched or lasered graphics in the acrylic glow. And so that can only be accomplished with a cast acrylic. Extruded acrylic might be cheaper, but it just doesn't etch or mark like a cast acrylic will. So again, we pre-drilled the holes in the substrate, and those holes are the size of the threaded part of the cap there that'll go through there like that. So on the cap, there's also, take it off here real quick, there's a clear plastic washer that's intended to protect the substrate that the standoff is holding. So I'll put that on the back of the cap like so. I'll put my cap through the substrate, you see that? And then we'll line it up and you'll simply screw it down. Okay, so when that is held tight, you can see here obviously we would want another one on the end, and we'll show you that here in a second. But I do want to show you, make sure we get the right power converter here. To assemble and connect the LED to the power, you'll first locate the end of the converter that has, on the solid color LEDs, you're going to have 3 on one side and 3 on the other for a total of 6. And you're just going to line this up based on how the inside there is all the shape of the connector. You just push it in like that, and it'll lock in place. You really kind of have to give it a good tug in order to get it out. So it'll be nice and secure. And then you can plug the other end of the converter into your standard wall outlet. So, and then you should be in business. That solid color LEDs come in a 25 millimeter and a 32 millimeter. And I want to show you the difference. So this one had a hole drilled into the center of the standoff, and it required the 2 holes. This is the 32 millimeter. Has a little different way that it mounts. I'm going to loosen this and slide that substrate out of the way. So if you look underneath here, in the mounting hardware, you're going to have a little Allen key. We'll get that out here. Little Allen key is going to release a set screw in the side of the standoff. Just going to loosen that up real quick. I don't have to pull it all the way out. I can leave it in there, and this post is going to eventually fall out. The set screw is holding the post in place. There it goes. So that's what the post looks like. And your set screw is actually going into this little channel. There's a little lip right there, and that's what will hold it onto the substrate. So for this side of the display, so if you order the display, you're going to notice on the bottom row, these two are going to be the 32 millimeter standoffs, and on this side are going to be the 25 millimeter standoffs, and that's referencing the width of the standoff. Okay, so you can see where the post was inside the standoff. Get these unwrapped here real quick. Now where my post was, I want to feed my cord through. Reach around from the back side. Got a rogue cap there. Pull it through, and then I'm going to just set the standoff on top of it. Make sure my cord is all the way pulled through. Doesn't really require a lot of tension or force. And then I'm just going to tighten this down. Kind of see there, John. I tighten it down until the standoff doesn't rotate anymore. Okay, see, there you go. Now it's nice and snug. It's not going to rotate on me. We'll grab my cap. And again, the threaded barrel on the cap, or post on the back side of the cap, a little bit different thickness than it is on the 25 mil, but I'm just going to put that protective washer on the cap and then screw it down, and now they are both ready to go. It has the same type of converter, so I'm going to plug it in, and you could actually use the same converter for the 25 mil and 32 millimeter if you wanted. Make sure to get it to go in the right way there. So it fits in the same little converter pack on the end there, and we should be able to plug it in, and those will work just fine. Let's jump over, before we plug it in, let's jump over to the color changing RGB. So this is going to have a very similar setup as a 32 millimeter. Get our cap off of here. Okay, and I need to release, find my set screw, release the post. There it comes. Set screw's still inside there. That's really important. You don't want to lose that. In this case, we will use one of these screws. Okay, so I'm going to put my screw through here. Sets nice, and that doesn't inhibit the cap from screwing all the way down tight, especially because you are going to be accounting for the substrate. So the cap will stand off just a little bit, and we'll screw this down into the substrate until that post is nice and snug. Okay, there you go, nice and snug. I'll do the same thing. Now note how much wider this cord is. It's a flat strip. You can see the 4 different cables bound together there, and this terminal is quite a bit wider, so our hole for the cord is going to be wider, but so is the overall body of these standoffs. So these are 35 millimeters thick. So we'll pull this through just like we did on the 32. You can see our hole for our post. And again, these also have the side port, so if you wanted to mount them flush, it's wide enough for that wider power cord there. But we're pushing it all the way through, so we'll make sure our cord's tight, and we will lock down our set screw real quick. It's really pretty quick and easy, and with the templates that we have, it'll make it super easy and convenient for you to find all your holes, and once you do a little measuring for location in which your sign will go, you should be set. Get started there. There it goes. Okay, so a couple things that are unique to the RGB LEDs. Other than some of the things we've already showed you, the power converter is a little different. So you can't use the same power converter because the ports on this one are a little bit wider. There's 2 on one side, 2 on the other for a total of 4. And because the color changing has different features, like you can put motion to the lights, you can change the colors of the lights. It does come with a remote control in the box. And so there's all these different functions that you can now send to the LED to do all the different things you want. But this little eye here has to be exposed in order for the remote to work. So this is about 10 inches in length, comes right off the end of the port or the module where all of the LEDs go into. So we'll just connect those real quick to show you that. Just pushes in, and again, I will make sure this is exposed somewhere tastefully hidden or whatnot, just so the remote can read it. And then we are back in business, and we just plug it into the wall with the other end of the power converter. So I hope this video helps. This is a really simple product to use. They have great color, and don't forget to order one of those displays. They are going to be ready very, very soon, and we look forward to doing more business with you. Thanks so much for watching. Check us out online, JDSSignSupply.com, or call us at the number below for more information.